Mic check to infinity and beyond. Coming in hot. Mic check to infinity and beyond. I'm coming in hot. Welcome, welcome. Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Lo. Nice to meet you. Nice to greet you. On here today, we are going to be looking over, listening to, trying to catch what we can. Another one with Clipse. So be it, so be it. I think this is going to be just a summer anthem type of, where we have type shit before. I think this is going to be something people say a lot over the summer. So be it. Just, it's one of those things where you hear it, you hear this title, like, huh, I should have thought of that before. This is going to be a lot of memes, a lot of just catchphrase. So be it. I already can tell. As soon as I started hearing what the second single is, and shout out to Clipse, old school type of rollout. This is second single now from this. I think there's leaks coming from Whips and Chains, which you knew that was going to happen. Somebody was going to find that, especially with all the backstory behind that, and Drake Lawry Graham out here trying to sue left and right. Once again, Kendrick knew exactly what he was saying. It wasn't conjecture. It wasn't hearsay. He knew. He was cease and desist in a lot of people's stuff. And I think that's just going to continue to grow. And we're going to continue to find out more about that. But we're going to be on So Be It today. And let the chips fall where they may. So be it, so be it. So be it, so be it, so be it, so be it.
16,000 square, 8 million up there, 2 million down here. When I was born, grandmama could see it. I be Bentley driven and very strategic. RM sleeve, no diamonds are needed.
All right. They just diamonds look like PP. Ballerinas in the snow globe. They know how to start this stuff off. So shout out to Mia Khalifa in the Arabic. She's a big Clipse fan. If you know, you know. If you don't, she's just a person with some Arabic descent, I believe. That's all you need to know. Shout outs to her. But starting off 16,000 square, 8 million up there, 2 million down here. 2 times 8, 16. 8 million up there, 2 million down here. When I was born, grandma could see it. I'd be Bentley driven. So Bentley driven is, he's got that drive, the quality of his drive, similar to a Bentley, very strategic, very self-motivated, but also be driven in a Bentley chauffeur style. Shout out to valets and chauffeurs. But RM sleeve, no diamond are needed. Floors are heated. So be it, so be it. Like, that's a flex all in the first paragraph. Heated seats, heated floors. We're on the heated seats. He's on the heated floors. No diamonds needed, meaning I got the wealth. I don't need to flex the diamonds to show you I got it. Most people with real wealth don't show it like that. And people who do, probably some what do they call it, overcompensation, trying to sell you the story instead of you just figuring it out because it's real and it's got substance. But no diamonds are needed. What Jay-Z say, don't even put rims on his car no more.
When I was born, grandmama could see it. I be Bentley driven and very strategic. RM sleeve, no diamonds are needed. Floors are heated, so be it, so be it. Fucking with P, get something to meet you. Your soul don't like your body, we help you free it.
So here we go. Effing with P. Shout out to Pharrell. Get something immediate. Pushing P, all that. But he's his brother's keeper. No malice. Malice is his brother. P is his brother. He loves his fam. Messing with P, get something immediate. You want to try that? Okay. Your soul don't like your body, meaning you don't even like yourself, but you thought the car, the fame, and the money would make you go away. Your soul don't like your body. We help you free it. Then we wait for TMZ to leak it. Your soul don't like it. That's some deep inner stuff. We wait for TMZ to leak it. It ain't no secret. So be it. So be it. Once again, if ain't nobody else gonna make this a phrase you say for a while, I will be that person. I don't think I'm gonna be the only person. I'm probably late to the party already, but so be it. So be it. It ain't no secret. He's on that. Don't mess with Pharrell. Don't mess.
Then we wait for TMZ to leak it. It ain't no secret, so be it, so be it. Smoke. So be it, so be it. Smoke. So be it. CLIP, SEFB, A-Ball LV. I can show you how to bust a brick if you let me. I monogram like confetti. Switch is ready.
Show you how to bust a brick if you let me. Monogram like confetti. Switch is ready. So, leaning on Celine, white girl, cause she ain't stepping in Giuseppe, catching a $1.50 like each Pirelli. Pirelli tires, top notch. There's so much to this. I can show you how to bust a brick if you let me. Show you how to break it down. Going back to that white girl type rap where they're doing it in layers, like Jay used to say. He gets for a show what he used to get for a brick, and that was back in the day. Now it's 50 times that. Show you how to bust a brick if you let me. More ways than one, not just with that, you know, illegal street sales, but with the legal street sales. I monogram like confetti. Switch is ready. She leaning on Celine because she ain't stepping in Giuseppe. That's catch a $1.50 like Pirelli. So going back to the car lyrics, the car metaphors, there's just so much layers to it. When you're talking about, once again, don't mess with Pharrell, but the going back, once again, white service with the brick, but the other parts of this are Celine Dion. Shout out to her, Canadian. I don't know, but when you, I think Celine's also a fashion brand that's a little bit lower than Giuseppe, and you also have Giuseppe. Um, so there's even going back to like Louis with Pharrell. There's certain levels of Louis, right? And even going back to Jay-Z and Beyonce, upgrade you stuff with no labels. Um, Going back to the line about no diamonds. I don't need to show it off. So there's variations of luxury brands. If you've been on TikTok lately, they've been really explaining this a lot more since tariffs. Get me started on that. But there is the Louis Vuitton that a lot of American entertainers wear with the labels all on it, so you know exactly what it is. And then there's the even more expensive stuff that's not showy as far as the labels. It's just the material, the cut, that type of stuff. Celine, there's Gucci, there's the labels that us brokies buy that just shows it all off. And then there's the stuff that costs twice, three times, four times as much with no labels. But once again, if you know, you know. Diamonds look like pee-pee. If you know, you know. If you got them, you know what that looks like. Wi-Fi. If you've ever been to Paris or France, you know that's how they say Wi-Fi. It's that whole if you know, you know, and if you don't, just enjoy the flow. But ain't stepping in Giuseppe once again, no labels. And there's flashy, and we talked about push and being married, and not the flashy, not the woman who maybe everybody knows, but just the woman you love type of stuff. Um, there's hmm, catch a buck 50 like each Pirelli. That's 150 miles an hour is about what I think the F1 stuff goes. Pirelli tires, and then there's the Mario Andretti line about the Mario Andretti line about eight.
She leaning on Celine cause she ain't stepping in Giuseppe. Catch a buck 50 like each Pirelli. I got 8 of them, call me Andretti. If I'm not in the telly selling the Yeti, then I'm twirling your bitch like she in spaghetti. Heavy, circle back and come and get this Kelly. And your ears too if you want them blue like Belly.
So yeah, I think Andretti's won 8 cups or titles or whatever you want to call it. And so anyway, um, not selling the Yeti. Yeti's the white snowball, abominable snowman type of stuff. White girl Yeti. I don't think I've ever. That's got to be what he's talking about. Um, then he's twirling your bee like she's in spaghetti. So there's multiple ways to go with that. So in the telly, selling the Yeti, selling the white, twirling your bee like she in spaghetti. So that could be classy, party, Paris, France, Italy, whatever. Twirling her like you're dancing, twirling her in them sheets. Hey, but then there's also, I remember a line my pastor used to talk about. I think it was a book. Men are waffles, women are spaghetti. Men, everything's separate, and one thing is one thing, another thing is another. Women, everything is connected, like spaghetti. That's how their minds work. Um, so twirling her like she in spaghetti is also mentally just having everything. Once again, his lifestyle, who he is, what he does for her, everything's connected. Heavy circle back and come get this Kelly. And I believe that's a line Kelly, uh, uh, not Roland, but Kelly Clarkson. Come back, get that that white girl again. What was it the last time? Um, Lady Gaga and the Gucci. Um, so circle back is also twirling. Circle back, come back around. Get this Kelly. Your ears too, if you want them blue like belly. Circle back, come back around. Get this girl, meaning your girl that he was twirling. He's gonna come back, get your ears, box your ears if you want them blue, black and blue. Ears, is that cauliflower ears? Make them blue. A lot of jetting, Prada bedding. Once again, Prada sheets. Women in Prada. Prada type women.
Kelly, and your ears too if you want them blue like Belly. Lot of jetting, Prada betting, 911s. I'm the who's who with what's what, Papa Heaven.
I'm the who's who with what's what. He's the who's who, meaning he is that dude. He's who they talking about. Who's who? He's who they hating on. He's that man. He's that guy with what's what. He's got that what's what. Make it whatever you want. Papa Heaven, F around and get, yeah. It's so we're going back to the traveling, the coast to coast, the international flights. We're not just doing, was it Kanye said, you local rappers.
With what's what, Papa Heaven. Fuck around and get your body traced trying to test me. Cause niggas that I'm with like to draw when it's sketchy. If they catch
So they like to draw. They get when it gets sketchy. You like to draw when it gets sketchy. Um, mm. So you're gonna circle back, get your ears boxed. Porsche 911, Boxster car. A lot of jetting back and forth, international flights, private flights, Prada bed 911s, Porsche, who's who, what's what, get your body traced. Trying to trying to test me. That could also be, was that CC carbon copy email trying to trace, get your body traced, trying to test me. So test, people copy, trace, art test. You didn't draw it, you copied it, you traced it. Might be a stretch, but like I said, the line about liking to draw, it's sketchy. Going back to the tracing, you can sketch something when things get sketchy, when things get a little weird, when things get a little off. Somebody's going to trace you, chalk lines. It's all of those things. Like that's with the Clipse pusher, no malice. Everything is multi-layered. It's just one of those things that it's so much to catch and you can go so far with it. And this is just, once again, starting off with push, no malice probably coming after, just like ace trumpets, push is hitting you, body blow after body blow after body blow after body blow, bar after bar, line after line, and just it doesn't stop. The two for two so far. This album's gonna be fire.
me, don't forget me. Resurrect me. Buy a dog tag the same place that they forget me. Ski. This culture. They catch me, don't forget me.
They catch me, don't forget me, resurrect me. So catch me, don't forget me, resurrect me. If once I do all of this, they catch me, probably gonna pay for it with his life, but don't forget me, resurrect me, bring me back, don't let me just go away. And that's also that if it's on, it's on, it's beef, not only in this life but the next. Bring me back. Was it Jay-Z? Kill you, come back and kill you again. By a dog tag the same place that they beget me. So dog tags are typically thought of in a minimal type of jewelry stuff, but then he's also talking about in baguettes being the high whatever. But dog tags is also the army thing, as far as that's how they identified you if you were deceased and something happened, you lost part of your face, whatever. They could identify you by your dog tag. So catch me, don't forget me, resurrect me by a dog tag from the same place that he used to get his jewels, meaning spend that money to remember me, identify me, even when I'm gone. It's and I it's just next level. They just this is that detailed, you know, the art of writing, storytelling, not this whole, and I think Wayne was one of the first to do it, that whole, well, not the first, because Easy E was the one who had to punch all the time, but there's been articles and videos and think pieces about how, once again, going back to carbon copies, you're not me. Jay was a person who, out of necessity, out there doing that hustling, didn't have a pen and paper, and would make himself remember his lines, lyrical exercise. Um, and people have taken, I want to be like Jay, I don't want to write things down, and they've gotten lazy trying to be like him, and you're not doing it for the same reasons. Jay did it out of necessity, and he's got a really good memory. Like, one thing people don't even realize about Jay is he's bilingual, multilingual, actually, but he doesn't really say it in his raps like that because it doesn't need to. But people are trying to be like him, but they're being lazy. So where Jay could come in and do one take because he's got it, he's been rehearsing it, he remembers it. Once he gets it, one take and I'm out. They're doing 52 takes, but then bragging about, oh, I don't even write my raps no more. Well, that's because you're punching in 56 times, and that's why there's no story, there's no building, there's no progression. It's just rhyming words upon words, and it's no substance to it. But that's that copying. That's yeah. But going back to, once again, getting your body traced, trying to test me, sketchy, don't forget me. They're doing that whole multi layered bragging, but also I'm also about that life too.
Would like to draw when it's sketchy. If they catch me, don't forget me. Resurrect me. Buy a dog tag, the same place that they would get me. Ski. This is culturally inappropriate. So be it, so be it. Smoke. So be it, so be it. You ain't solid, ain't valid, you ain't malice. Been quiet, ain't right, you ain't Paris. Blow money, you owe money, we ain't balanced. You ain't.
So here we go. No malice. You ain't solid, ain't valid. You ain't me. You ain't malice. You ain't solid. You ain't valid. You're not malice. You're not me. But you're trying to be me, trying to act like me. Malice. Been quiet. And Lil G's moving silence. Ain't riot. Although Lil Wayne's been anything but silent since the Super Bowl. Is what it is. So be it. So be it. That's gonna be my new thing. Instead of it is what it is. So be it. So be it. You ain't Paris, meaning you're not doing this international stuff. And once again, the fashion going overseas, they're in Paris, not just because they can, but the fashion part, the multi-layered billionaire boys having multi-income streams. And Pharrell's got a studio over there. Pharrell goes over there a lot with the studio because of the fashion part. And if you looked at his Lego biography, you see all of that other stuff. And Pharrell has gone through his ups and downs, but like they said in the first line, messing with P gonna get you someplace you don't want to go real quick. And you had Kanye and his stuff, then you had the fashion stuff, and they're over there in Paris. And it's like that viral video. What is it? Travis Scott going over there interrupting the studio sessions. And Pharrell is one of them dudes. He minds his own business. He keeps it solid. He makes his money. His life has not been easy by any means. But Pharrell is one of those positivity, happy go lucky, empowerment, whatever, and you see his growth and his progression. And it's one of those things, if you don't like Pharrell, something wrong with you. Like, that's, you're telling on yourself. If you feel some type of way about good people, you're a mirror. I tell people that about me all the time. You want to get angry with me, I'm one of the easiest people to get along with. And if you have a problem with me, you got a problem with yourself. Pharrell is in that same vein, even more so. Um, doesn't mean he's perfect, doesn't mean he doesn't do anything wrong, but he's non confrontational, even going back to Baby and, what happened to that boy. That was a moment. Baby didn't pay him, Birdman, and Pharrell had a problem, but he let it go. Fine. It's like the saying, if you owe me money and that's gonna keep you away from me, well then that's worth the little bit of money you owe me that you not around me. And Pharrell's just like, fine, I'll make more beats. Whatever, keep it. Moving on. But Push, Brothers Keeper, took that fight, had it, still has it. And you move that along. I mean, what happened to that boy? It was years. I mean, go look it up. That was back when Doug Collins was on TV with Jalen Rose. Shout out Detroit. But eh, and you see the one person on the clip who had no idea what was going on or what the song was, telling on yourself. You see where she's at now. But anyway, um, solid. You ain't doing all this. They're moving in ways, and you see Pharrell making things like "Happy" and "We Gonna Be All Right" while being in Paris. They are on a total different level. I know I'm right about it. Y'all are not.
Valley, you ain't Alice. Been quiet, ain't right. You ain't Paris. Blow money, you owe money. We ain't balanced. You ain't believe. God did. You ain't Khaled. All black, back to back. This ain't traffic. Can't wrap your head round that. You ain't Arab. Y'all tweet. Bird.
Head wraps. You can't wrap your head around that. You ain't Arab. God did. DJ Khaled, we the best. All black, back to back. You don't like that record? Back to back, I like that record. I'm gonna get back to back for the record. Can't wrap your head around that. Head wraps, you ain't Arab. And the Arab part two is going to the money, the opulence, overseas, international money. Um, Shout out Mia Khalifa again.
This ain't traffic, can't wrap your head round that. You ain't Arab, y'all tweet, bird talk, we all parrots. Lone Star, cross the border, we like Dallas. 21, gun salute, we been savage. Tag 'em up.
Okay. Um, so y'all tweet, bird talk, we all parrots, internet tough, studio gangster, all talk, no, whatever. Um, but that's the other thing. Going back that line, you ain't right, you ain't Paris. Paris is about that rioting, protesting. Like, they will call off in a minute to protest some stuff. Like, we think we on that in America. Nah, Paris is really, 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 really on that protest, walkout, take over the streets type stuff. But you got Twitter, people tweeting, you know, but bird talk is also, gossip, things like that. And, people, gossip is what it is. It's part of being a human being or whatever. Um, but parrots are just, we, you repeat what you heard, you repeat, you mimic, you do whatever. We're all, like that game Telephone. By the time it gets to from the source, it's been changed around. But bird talk, Twitter, parrots, it is what it is. But Bird talk is also, you know, once again, that Alibaba moving weight, moving them kilos, moving that white is what it is. It is what it is. But also, Lone Star, shout out to Lone Star, the restaurant, cross the border like Dallas in Texas. You're doing that. Um, 21 gun salute. That's, you know, that's going back to somebody in the military, somebody earning them stars and, you know, medals and things like that, being valid, being actually about that life, all action, little talk. And when, like Push said, the whole thing of, dog tags, that's what happens in the military when you go out, but they also give you the 21 gun salute. So, once again, brothers building on each other. This wasn't something that was just punch me in. I'm gonna say some stuff. They wrote this together. That camaraderie, that brotherhood. You can tell these are some very layered, uh, intentional raps right here. This is grown man stuff for real. Shout out to them.
We Bird talk, we all parrots. Lone Star, cross the border, we like Dallas. 21, gun salute, we been savage. Tag 'em up, add 'em up, them niggas average. Fly 'em in, fly 'em out, only the baddest. If I had her, then you had her, she never mattered. Wish upon the stars on my roof, they all scattered. Ain't no more Neptune, so peace Saturn. Off the first ski up, they re-up. It's a pattern, like middlemen, they killing them, you know what happened. You ain't arid, y'all tweet. Bird talk, we all parrots. Lone Star, cross the border, we like Dallas. 21, gun salute, we been savage. Tag 'em up, add 'em up.
Tag them up, add them up. They still average. You can tag them, add them all. It's still average. It ain't even above average if you add them all up. Fly them in, fly them out. Only the baddest. Once again, multi-layered birds. You know, moving that work. Birds also women. Fly them in, fly them out. Only the baddest. Flying the highest quality of white girl and women. You know, equality. We ain't gonna just, it shouts out black girl magic, but only the baddest. Then going back to the whole thing, going back to Drake and Pusha, you are hiding a child. And the whole thing of Fred Astaire from H Trumpets, the line being wear and tear, she can't please me. If I had her, then you had her. She never mattered, meaning to me, she was nothing, and you was trying to wife somebody that didn't matter to me because we're on a different level. If the type of woman that I have is the type of woman you can get, then she ain't really matter to me. That's just what he's talking about. Wish upon the stars, not just the physical outer space stars, but the stars on his roof, going back to the type of vehicles they're driving. Umbrella in the rolls like the Mai Tai, Ace Trumpets again, wish upon the stars on his roof because different type of
Them niggas average. Fly 'em in, fly 'em out, only the baddest. If I had her, then you had her, she never mattered. Wish upon the stars on my roof, they all scattered. Ain't no more Neptune, so peace Saturn.
So shoot for the stars and still land among the moon. Wish upon the stars on his roof, and then immediately goes back to ain't no more Neptune. Star Trek, because P and them broke up. So it's not any more Neptunes. It's Pharrell, and P, Pharrell, is Saturn. Um, Off the first ski up, they re up. It's a pattern, meaning they keep coming back because we got that quality. Flying in, flying out, only the baddest. Ski up, re up, pattern, only the baddest, only the best. Like middlemen, they killing them. You know what happened. and we talking about lyrical exercise with going back to Jay Z had a song about it, but it's different levels to that, and you talking about that middleman and what was it? They like talking about. Yeah, it was Malice talking about on Ace Trumpets. What was it? Uh, that focaccia, that bread, Ferraris look like NASA, and then it's all Italian type of stuff. And what was it? Big pun. Um, dead in the dead in the middle of Italy, or little dead in the middle of Little Italy. Little did we know that we riddled the middleman who didn't do diddly. Yeah, dead in the. I can't rap fast. Dead in the middle of Little Italy. Little did we know we murdered the middleman, or we riddled the middleman who didn't do diddly. That was a lyrical exercise, according to Fat Joe. That was just something that Pun would say to get his breath control and his tongue loose enough to do the rapping that he was getting ready to do. And he was like, no, you got to put that in there. So even his throwaways end up becoming iconic. But getting back to re up, ski up, pattern, middleman, they killing them. You know what happened. Middleman who didn't do diddly.
Off the first ski up, they re-up. It's a pattern, like middlemen, they killing them. You know what happened. This is culture incorporated. So be it, so be it. Smoke. So be it. You cried in front of me. You died in front of me. Calabasas took your bitch and your pride in front of me. Her utopia had moved right up the street, and her lip gloss was popping. She ain't need.
Okay. Okay. Um. Yeah, you push messing with P, you're gonna get something immediate. So, um, we already talked about. Hmm, you don't pull no punches. So we already talked about at the beginning of this some references to this whole song is a little bit about mess around and find out, messing with P get you something immediate. Your soul don't like your body. We can help you free it. So now you cried in front of me, you died in front of me. Calabasas, California, that's the area where I think Kardashians and Kanye and Drake all live or had homes in. Took your women and your pride in front of me. So Push is saying, I mean, that goes back to Utopia's, that Travis album, having a problem with Pharrell, that whole viral clip where Pharrell was obviously annoyed that Travis came in there dancing and hooting and hollering, shucking and jiving, interrupting their studio session, which is just rude, no awareness, selfish, whatever you want to call it. They didn't invite you in. You came in there, crashed them, the disrespectful. And then I believe the song was Meltdown, which no matter how you put it, there was a obvious diss by Drake towards Pharrell on that album, and you had the nerve to play that for Pharrell. And this whole thing about, I think people are saying, oh, Travis didn't know what was on there, that part wasn't on there. Well, when you look at the lyrics, I think Drake was talking about something with the six. Travis then was talking about something with the seven. So the whole thing was him building off of what Drake had, and the whole thing was about Drake melting down Pharrell's jewelry, which is the title of the song. So you can't say that you didn't know and that it had nothing to do with it, or Drake's verse came back, because some of the most toxic lines in there have to do with the whole title of the song. So, but the whole story was, I mean, you can look it up. Travis came in there trying to gain some credibility for his album. Pharrell and the Clipse were not feeling it, felt it was super disrespectful. Travis then takes what was a diss, didn't play the diss from Drake on it, which it was also a Pharrell produced track, and then just act like nothing happened, which shows the level of just no type of loyalty, morals, or whatever at all with Travis Scott, which is out in Utopia. So now he's saying her lip gloss was popping, which that's got to be the Jenner, because that was how she had got that billionaire. And she ain't need you to eat, which once again, she had her own money. So Utopia had moved right up the street. So is that saying that cried in front of me died? Is that saying something to the effect of Kylie was messing with somebody who moved up the street from her? I mean, Drake was there, Ye was there, and that whole I guess you could call it a cesspool. Um, there's somebody I don't see. That's that whole thing. It goes back to if what Malice was saying. If I had her and then you had her, she didn't matter. There's a lot of sharing of each other's significant others, especially in that Calabasas, Kylie Jenner, Kardashian, Kanye, Amber Rose, Rob Kardashian, Black China, Tyga. So you have to look it up. I know some people have done a lot more deep dives into great detail, but the way that whole Calabasas Jenner thing went is, I think Kylie started with Tyga, and there's some dispute about how young she was, being of age, all of that. So there's that part of it. And then there's when she moved on from Tyga and got pregnant, she Tyga wasn't sure, because it was such a short time, that it was actually his versus Tyga's or Travis's or somebody else's. So it was a whole DNA paternity test with that. But then Tyga also has kids with Black China, who also has a kid with Kardashian, and then Amber Rose has been with um, Kanye, which is in that Kardashian, who's been with Kim, and there was some disputing about Amber and possibly Rob, and then there was some other jumping around in that circle that I'm probably forgetting, but it's just real weird. And if you're somebody like Push No Malice, you see that as being real problematic, but people like Drake or Kanye or like they don't seem to mind that. And then I think you had in there Tyga's best friend, look, Kyle Kuzma looking guy. I used to get him mixed up all the time, but he looks like Kyle Kuzma. He's like a producer or A&R or something like that, but he's real good friends with Tyga, and I believe he's got a child with Amber Rose as well, who was also Kanye's ex. And then you got Kim and the Jenners and Lamar Odom and Chloe, and it's just a lot of, yeah, that type of stuff. But now we're dealing with Travis Scott, who who knows what he cried and got his heart broken in front of. It probably.
Need you to eat. The net gon' call it the way that they see it, but I got the video I can share in AE it. They wouldn't believe it, but I can't unsee it. Lucky I ain't TMZ it. So be it, so be it.
So be it. So be it. Okay. So. Okay. Um. This just how far down the rabbit hole is Push actually gonna go? So. Hmm. It started off a little bit less plain, I guess, as less obvious, but he had a line in the first verse about wait for TMZ to leak it, and now we're coming back again, being a little bit more direct. The net gonna call it the way that they see it, but I got the video I can share. And that's the Kyle Kuzma, that's Tiger's AE, and he's with Cher. He so he's got the video. He can share. Wow! Shout out to Cher. And AE is Tyga's bestie. Mm, and he, I don't. I mean, I'd have to look, but I'm pretty sure he beat Travis Scott's ass, and that was recorded. And I think it was because Travis was mad about some stuff with Ty, which that's a whole nother thing. Like grown people stuff. Like no shaming. Like I don't get off on that. Like be who you are, love who you want, love whoever, how many ever. I don't care. Like I'm arrogant enough. Like I could literally date a porn star probably and wouldn't. It just I don't know. I'm weird like that. Like I ain't never worried about somebody's ex or what. I don't. Uh, I worry about you and me. If I'm happy with you, you happy with me. I don't care about the past. I just don't. But if you're going to be the type of person who dates people who've been with other people in famous circles, whether it's your industry or somebody who you're in music and somebody dated somebody in the movies, whatever. Like you can't be out there getting in your feelings about like that's just but from all accounts that's what it was. Travis and Tiger got into it because he was with Kylie, I believe, at the time, and it was some beef about she's your ex, and like they got a kid together. Like y'all got yeah. Anyway, that's what the fight was, and from all accounts Travis got his butt kicked, and AE, I think, had an interview afterwards about like we didn't even start it. He came over there starting stuff. Like, yeah, if you can't handle the fact that your ex is with other people that you may see or then maybe you shouldn't date her. Um, but like that goes back to me. I could date somebody who I mean, if I happen to like you, then that's what it is. I don't care about what came before that. But anyway, if you want to date a Rihanna, easy for me to say, then you gotta understand they're gonna get attention. They weren't the first person that you weren't the first person they ever mess with, and you gotta let that go. Be confident in yourself, but that's not how they moving, obviously. But there was a whole thing, and now Push is saying he couldn't unsee it. Luckily, I ain't TMZ it, which to me, if that's what he's referring to, it wasn't just he took a couple licks and kept it moving. It sounds like he really got mollywopped. And that's the part he's saying he can't unsee. Like, and if you're from the streets or you just grew up in a rough and tumble or with siblings, nobody really cares if you got beat. but it's how you respond when you got beat. That's the part that sticks with people. And if you go starting something, which by all accounts that's what happened, and then you get beat to the point of punking out in a very whatever way, that's the part he's probably talking about. You can't unsee it. Because everybody's going to take an L, but how do you take that L? I.e., Lawbry. You took the L. The part that people can't respect is you didn't just take the L. You keep on doing other stuff. That's not how we handle things. That's just not how things are supposed to go. So my guess, my educated opinion, is that it was something so out of the ordinary about how he was getting mollywopped, and that's the part Push can't unsee, and that's the part where he said you died in front of me. That's I know I'm right about it. I know I'm right about it. I know I'm right about it. But that's what I'm thinking. That beatdown was just a total different level. I'm not gonna say who, but there is a story about somebody who may or may not be related and got punched and let out a screech. And it was like you can get beat and say ow, you can get beat and fall out, but the way you that noise that came out of your body when you got beat, that's the problem. We don't have a problem with you getting punched. We get the problem with how you took that punch. Yeah. So that's what it sounds like to me. Is it wasn't there's some things you can take about getting beat up and anybody in the streets can respect, and then there's some ways you take it, and that's where Push lost all respect. Not to mention, just like Drake picking with Pharrell, Travis doing what he did to Pharrell, that's the part that says a whole lot about you and your character or lack thereof. And Push is like, so be it. War is war. Family's family. You disrespected my family. It's up.
Video I can share in AE it. They wouldn't believe it, but I can't unsee it. Lucky I ain't TMZ it. So be it, so be it.
This is culturally
Smoke.
inappropriate.
So be it, so be it. Smoke. So be it, so be it.
What? That that was a lot. I could go on and on, but we're gonna cut this short right here. We've already gone a little bit too long, but appreciate your time. Appreciate you sticking with me. Drop some comments. Tell me what I missed, what I was wrong about, what I missed, what I was wrong about. That's what I said. And let me know your theories. Tell me what you know you're right about. Tell me what you know or feel I was wrong about. Hit it up in the comments. Let me know. Peace out.